podcast time, everybody.
And it's the best podcast of them all.
And everybody, clap your hands.
Because it is for us, when we are doing this, it's finally Friday.
It is Friday. And the electrician's coming today.
There's just things going on that are good in our lives.
Yeah. So
it's going to be a good week and a good weekend.
Yeah, I'm excited. Plumber's coming today to figure out what the leak is.
Oh, is that what's happening with you?
Pretty
you
exciting.
have a leak?
Yeah.
Aw.
It's good.
Didn't mention that in the show. It's too real, isn't it?
It's too real.
Sometimes we don't tell you guys everything that's going on in our lives.
You know, I guess I was just letting you know, Nikki, like, at least the electrician's coming for an exciting thing.
Yeah, for you, it's
That's something.
It's a leak.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
There's a leak in my boat. So today...
If only you had a big thing underneath it to catch all the water that would warm it up and add bubbles.
Perfect.
It would fix the problem.
Okay, so what do I have here for you, Nikki? In the
podcast today.
In the podcast, we talk about Picard.
We do. Obie gives an update on his Picardy.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, there's a much longer take on it on our website if you're interested.
So if you go to riot.radiou.com, or a shortcut is at Facebook, go to our RadioU Riot page. Are you sipping your coffee?
Yeah, we were talking.
I'm done.
Oh.
You were still sipping your coffee.
Well, I didn't know
what else can we look forward to?
We talk about cereal poopers. There's another one. Ice cream and calories and how they work together.
Yeah.
We talk about the Taco Bell fries returning, bleeding protein powder patties, the Great Gatsby, temptation, stealing money, and Carpool Karaoke.
That's it. It's a very good show today, if we do say so ourselves.
And we do.
And we do. So don't forget to check out more. We got lots of fun stuff. In case you missed it, you can watch things, not just listen to the podcast. So Radio U Riot on Facebook is a great place to go, or Radio U Riot on our YouTube channel. You'll see our podcasts there and our interviews and our food fights.
All right. Anything else?
Wonderful weekend, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
A Rotten Tomatoes score so high, they refuse to make it public. The Riot on Radio U.
Last night was the night, Nikki.
Someone had a Picardy.
I had a Picardy.
So there's this CBS All Access show called
Star Trek Picard.
Picard. That's where the party and Picard go together.
Yeah. It was interesting to see how many people... I just assume everybody knows all the same stuff that we know because we stare at the internet all day. There are a lot of things people didn't know, like where you could watch it. It was on.
It was even a thing.
Yeah, people were like, "Hey, where are you even watching this?"
It's like, where's this thing at?
What even is this? And it's like CBS All Access, and they're like, "You
what
mean on
is
TV?
Even that?
What is that?"
I do think we are more comfortable with most of the details, whereas other people might not speak up if they don't know all of it.
Well, I'll tell you this. I watched Star Trek Picard last night and loved it.
So first episode?
First episode. It was only 45 minutes or whatever, but I absolutely loved it. There were moments of genuine surprise. Like there were things that happened that I was like, wait, what? That really? Like that's a thing? I don't want to spoil anything for people that care. And the other thing I'll say is, like, honestly, this feels so inside baseball to me that if you are not a fan of this stuff,
you might not like it.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times they try to make things more accessible. I just can't even fathom. If you don't have a history of Star Trek, I don't even, like, this just seems impossible to watch. There's so much there. I mean, maybe not. Maybe somebody could sit down and be like, oh, yeah, but I feel like the majority of what's going on there, it's like they pretty much assume you've watched all this crap and you're
wanting
back,
it.
and we're back, and let's just jump into it.
Well, probably because it is on a paid service that doesn't have too much to offer outside of it and a couple other shows.
Let's say nothing.
They're pretty much banking on the fact that you're probably a Star Trek fan.
Yes.
Well, they also have the other Star Trek show, so
which is not very good.
They have two.
Yeah.
So Picard is a yes so far?
I loved it.
Yay!
You
liked something.
No, I
you
really
loved
did.
It.
I really did, which probably means bad things for that show.
No, it already has a second season. This one you can't hurt.
Yeah, at least not yet. But I just enjoyed it so much. I surprised myself by just how much I was enjoying it while I was watching it, and it was great.
Good.
I really liked it. And
did your party go well?
Yeah, I mean, all four of us had a really good time.
It's a strong showing.
Truth be told, I felt great about it.
Did you? It was just the right amount.
I was like, you know what? This is good.
It's good. There's a party.
And the thing that I kept reminding myself is, you want to get discouraged. Like, oh, you only had 4 people. And it's like, hey, you're not alone in your basement right now.
All right. Yeah.
There are others in the basement with you.
Did you end up doing any pancakes or just the party?
No, we did. This is a long story, so there's a reason behind it. But there were apple slices, popcorn,
snacks,
various vegetables and dips, things of that nature.
Well, maybe next Thursday when it comes, you can do another party with pancakes, or just have pancakes to yourself.
Hey, I'm already excited about next week.
Yeah,
already excited.
Yeah, I'm so excited you actually liked it.
You know what I did? Again, I surprised myself by the genuine excitement I had over it. Like, I really enjoyed it. And I did a reaction thing last night.
Oh, you did a react video?
I mean, it's not one of those videos where I'm just sitting there making funny faces. I actually talk about it a little more in depth. I put it on just my personal stuff, but I'll just go ahead and share it over on the Riot page, and that's the Riot's Facebook page.
So if you go to RadioU Riot on Facebook, you can watch his reaction video there.
If you guys care about this stuff, and I know that list is shrinking.
Well, if you do, you're going to want to maybe like it or leave a comment so he knows there's others.
Yeah, sure.
It's very comforting when he finds out he's not the only one who likes this stuff.
Everything you love about the Riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Want to say a Heidi-ho and good morning to Peter. He hit us up on Facebook with what I'll have to say looks like Nikki's perfect thing. I feel like Nikki has finally been heard, because something that I have heard and seen from Nikki across the course of our friendship is that she believes things are good, but if you put French fries on them, they just get better.
So much better.
So starting January 30th, which will be next week, Taco Bell is bringing back their nacho fries.
Now, we talked about that. I think it was at the end of December.
Yeah.
Everybody knew that at the end of January, this month would bring the fries back.
Right.
But there was talk on the surprise was what was the flavor going to be with the new Taco Bell fries.
Well, it's going to be buffalo chicken.
Which is exactly what people thought.
Yeah.
So you're like, don't believe the rumors, but usually the rumors are right.
Well, we're not talking about national security here.
It's secrets. It's just what's the flavoring going to be?
We're pretty much just doing the extra flavor in Taco Bell fries.
There's only so many, and I think it's intentionally leaked anyways from them.
So here's the part that I'm not sure about, but I think so. Are these dishes that are going to be made with the fries, are those new? Meaning there's the French fries Bel Grande, or no, that's not what the Taco Bell buffalo chicken nacho fries.
I just think it's now the fries that you can get with all the buffalo chicken stuff.
It's crazy. It looks like a nachos Bel Grande to me. So it's like French fries, buffalo chicken, tomatoes.
Did they use the whole buffalo?
Absolutely.
Good. Okay. You just want to make sure.
Sour cream, tomatoes, and cheese. It looks so good.
Taco Bell fries are amazing if you eat them right away. It's not one that lasts and stands the test of time.
Certainly not.
So if you're like, I'll pick it up and I'll eat them when I get home, you might want to just eat them in the car.
Also, that big Taco Bell buffalo chicken thing, you can get that as a burrito.
Ooh.
It literally is the Nikki burrito, where she's just like, you know what? That's really good, but let's put fries in it.
I think it makes anything better. If you have a hamburger, put some fries on it, not around it. Put them on it and put the bun on top. If you have a sandwich, put them in there. It's so good.
And if you aren't interested in some of the accoutrements, you can still get the fries, and there's just the cheese dipping sauce.
Sure, just the normal stuff.
It's pretty dang close to poutine, man. I'll tell you this right now. Poutine to me was like the dumbest sounding food, and you're like, wait a minute, what's a poutine? Man,
it's gravy.
It's what Harry and Meghan are going to be eating a lot of in Canada, It's French fries covered in gravy.
With stuff.
And cheese curds or something. And again, it even looks wrong, and it's one of the best tasting things you'll ever have in your whole life.
See, I trust you on that, but when I went to Disney Springs at Christmas, and they have a poutine place.
Okay.
And I read through the menu.
It's called a poutineery.
It's a poutineery, and I looked at the menu, and then I left the poutineery. It just, at glance, it doesn't sound good.
I get it.
It doesn't feel right. I know it probably tastes good.
Nikki, do you like mashed potatoes?
But not with gravy. I like a white gravy, like that type.
And they didn't have anything like that?
No, it's all it's too harsh.
Oh, man. I'm telling you what. They're just fried mashed potatoes. That is a dish that actually belongs in the United States. How it is, with all the cultural appropriation, everyone gets so mad at the United States about where are we on that one?
Why haven't we taken that one completely over?
Where are we on that?
I don't know.
Fries and cheese and gravy. That sounds American to me.
Well, in Canada, that's a comfort food, whereas here we just stick with the mashed potatoes and the French fries.
Well, somebody open a poutineery near me. I'm ready for more.
Well, you can have one at your own house.
I could.
You could be the poutineery.
It wouldn't be the same. Mike Main's in the branches. Actually, it could be exactly the same.
It's just gravy and fries.
Don't make it something I can do at home, please.
Wow. Not only are you already awake, but you're listening to The Riot? Your day is off to a pretty rough start. The Riot on RadioU.
Nikki, do you know anybody who has an Apple Watch?
Me, I do. Whoa. Ebenezer.
Do you?
I do have an Apple Watch.
Who knew?
I know.
Wow.
Hi, Apple Watch.
Did you hear about Apple Watch's new connected partnership?
I actually pulled it up to look at it, but I've not heard of it before. But isn't it where you connect to your gym?
It is. There are 4 gym chains in the U.S. that are going to be part of this program for now, called Orange Theory. And that's the one where you hear the people yelling at the people.
And if you go to Orange Theory, you're getting in a good workout, it looks like. We drive past you, and I hear you yelling, and you're always moving.
Nikki and I go to Planet Fitness, and we're not really sweating that much. And then we go past Orange Theory, and there are people laying on the ground outside.
Well, it's just so much more intense.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, that's what you're there for.
Base Camp Fitness.
I've not heard that one.
The YMCA and Crunch Fitness.
Oh, so not ours?
No. I mean, come on, Planet Fitness. Where are you at? You're nationwide. Planet Fitness is like, excuse me, does the app tell you if you're doing something wrong? Because we don't do that.
It's a judgment-free zone.
Yeah, no judgment here, and that might include keeping track of things.
But I did see, what does it do?
It's one of those things
Besides sell your workout information to Apple. What? I'm sorry, what?
I didn't say it.
But that's what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody's fine with that. So what do I get in exchange?
In exchange, okay. I don't have the perks for everybody, but Orange Theory will let you score, it says, Apple and Nike gift cards by hitting specific goals. What kind of goals? I don't know, but something. Crunch Fitness will help you get up to $300 off 2 years of membership fees. I think $300 should be the cost of 2 years.
Wow. What's the real What's the crunch price? My goodness. Who's going? $300 off?
Off. So.
Wow. That's an expensive gym.
It is.
There's something.
Do you know, Nikki, it's not like Planet Fitness. They don't have any, bagels at Crunch
or pizza.
Fitness.
Well, because, it's low enough each month to where it's like Netflix. You never end up canceling it. You go if you go. You don't, then it's fine.
I paid a whopping $10. I pay $10 a month. It's fine.
Maybe that's why there's no connection with the Apple Gym thing, because there's not enough there's no perks.
Yeah, so
Do you get a free soda or a free energy drink when you go in?
What do you guys have?
Something with coconut water?
So they have a little something called Gym Kit, that's what if you own a gym and you're listening right now and you're like, I would love to do this, you can. Apple's opening it up to basically anybody. Now you'll have to meet their requirements for this Gym Kit thing. And to be clear, I don't know what they are, but you can look into it. It's something you can do if you want to.
It's cool.
So, yeah, it is. And so let's see. For your fitness, $500 for the watch. And then you
bought it anyways.
You could get $300 off at Crunch Fitness over 2 years.
You're spending a lot of money, but there's incentives.
Wow.
There's other apps you can use that'll pay you if you meet certain goals or give you other incentives. So there's apps that do it. I think they now just brought it in-house with the watch itself.
Basically, if something out there is making money, they want to make money too.
That's exactly it.
Because that $500 for your watch, It's not enough.
And they want you to, go to the gym and work out, and you're taking Apple products with you. You got the phone, you got the AirPods, you got the watch, you're set.
And then they can sell your data to insurance companies.
That's absolutely what they do. But they were doing it anyways.
It's fine. Whatever.
It was bad enough the first time around, but now it's worse. Don't believe us? Just keep listening. You'll find out soon enough. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
I got to put the serial pooper on hold for just a second because I feel like off air I just learned something about myself. I'm not like the fattest person, but I'm also not the thinnest. And I had another one of those moments where I was like, oh, that's why. Nikki was talking about this. What is it?
The Halo Top ice cream.
Halo Top ice cream. And she's like, this has like 500 calories in it. And I'm just like, oh, and she's like, that's so many. And my thought was like, oh, that's not that many.
Well, I mean, they're pints of ice cream, which is, someone could go through a pint of ice cream. You could sit there and go through it.
Oh, not me, Nikki.
I think we all could.
I couldn't possibly eat an entire pint of ice cream.
Let's all have a little honesty. We could easily get through a pint of ice cream, can't we? But Halo Top, which I normally like to have, keeps it at 200 to 300 calories.
Yeah.
But they have a bit more carbs, and so now they have keto. They're doing a keto line. Well, keto stuff tends to have more calories but less carbs. So these have less carbs, but it has up to 630 calories for a pint. I was like, well, that is a bit much.
Think so?
I think so. You're having it with everything else.
Yeah.
You're not just having ice cream. You had food the rest of the day.
Well,
But these are the flavors: peanut butter chocolate, caramel butter pecan,
Go ahead.
chocolate cheesecake, jelly donut, berry swirl, and a banana cream pie.
It all sounds good.
So if you look at Halo Top ice creams, they'll put the calorie count for the whole pint on the front.
The whole pint.
Not with these. They just put the, because they don't want to do that. They put the net carbs per pint on, and that's it.
They finally accepted that thing where they're like, you know what? We're going to have to do what the other people do. We can't tell you.
You can't tell them. So I think
I'm sorry. We just can't tell you.
That is a difference with the packaging, but the banana one sounds really good. I could go for that. And their pictures show the ice cream scoops overflowing out of the top of the pint. That's also not how it actually gets to you.
Wow.
So you're not getting that much.
Nikki, I just feel like you're really down on this here.
Well, that's a lot of calories from an ice cream company that would always push that it was lower calories.
And again, that's where my problem is, because I'm just like, that's not bad.
Not 600 calories for just the ice cream?
That's not bad.
Not too bad.
See?
And that's why people think when they go through their day of food, they're like, oh, maybe I topped out at 2,000 calories. But what you don't realize is we probably eat way more than that.
So far past that.
So much more.
So far past that.
Especially if you're having that. But if you're a fan of keto stuff and you're a fan of Halo Top, that's their new line.
That's where it's at? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, you know what? I feel like we all learned something.
I don't know what we learned.
I do. That 600 calories is a lot of calories, and I should probably start thinking about it as being a lot instead of being like, oh, that's it?
And they're like, well, just don't eat the whole pint.
Like,
well, you're going to eat the whole pint.
Come on.
Maybe the Riot would sound better if they spent less time improving their lives at their gym. That was sarcasm. It's the Riot on Radio U.
Is it time?
It's time.
It's time, everybody.
I told Nikki we need a theme song. Maybe we should go back and grab, this is a really old House of Heroes song called Serial Sleepers, but we rebranded to Serial Poopers.
I don't want there to be a theme song because that means that there's so many stories of people doing this that you need a song.
Excuse me, are we watching the same news feeds?
I know there
because
is.
There are enough people doing this for there to be a theme song.
There's an uptick in this. And I think it's like you start talking about one and then you recognize and people start showing more and you realize this happens a lot more than you want it to be.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Andrea from Massachusetts.
Well, what's she doing?
They had been calling her the parking lot pooper.
Right, she got a name.
Yeah, they didn't know who she was. They're at the Natick Outdoor Store, which is they sell Cabela's or something. Yeah. So they have, in the last month, they've had someone that has, 8 times.
Ooh.
8 times in a month.
Whoa.
And at first they were like, oh, it's probably animals. And this is such a great quote from the police spokesperson. At first, workers thought it was an animal, but then they noticed toilet paper and other wipes, items that animals would not have access to.
They're not using when they're using that.
Thank you, Lieutenant Rossi.
Wow.
That's some good police work there, Lou.
They're figuring it out. Well, they obviously found her. Did she get caught like on camera or something?
She did. They did a stakeout. That's your job as a cop. You're here to catch the pooper.
Well, I mean, she's messing things up.
Now, Nikki and I have been seeing, like, we've encountered people of various difficulties, perhaps publicly bathrooming.
I've seen someone publicly poop.
Yeah.
Thank you, San Francisco. Because that's what that was.
She got busted leaning. She opened the door and was leaning out the door. Car door.
I can't.
Her 2018 Lincoln SUV.
That's too nice of a car. What are we doing?
Exactly.
Why is she doing this?
She's in an economic bracket that there's a bathroom for her.
So what is her reasoning on why she said she would do that so often?
She says she has irritable bowel syndrome.
Well, she's not going is she going to the store that often?
Here's what I love. The police have footage of her pulling into the parking lot, waiting 10 minutes for traffic to clear and the train to go by. And then
so that's showing she's not so irritable.
She's a nanny. And so they called the employer, and it turns out that she had just come from their house where she had ample opportunities to
use the restroom,
use the bathroom.
I don't understand why people do some of these things. I don't know why.
Her lawyer says she's a pillar of the community.
Well, she's something. She's a pooper of the community.
No, she's dropping pillars in the community.
Hey, high five.
Yeah, come on.
That's a good one.
Right?
Dropping them off at the store.
Yeah, that's right.
Yuck. Gross.
It's
Gross.
She's, this lady is 51.
Oh, you shouldn't be doing that. No one should be doing that.
She is busted. Her mugshot it shouldn't be funny. I shouldn't be laughing at human pain.
No,
but she's sobbing, and
she got caught. She finally got caught.
Yeah. Nikki, what would you do to feel alive?
I'm not doing any of that.
Pull the RadioU van into the Cabela's parking lot and just wait for the right moment?
No.
My big fear would be getting something on the car.
I just don't even understand. Yeah, I have to pull it up, but there's this TikTok that was famous for a few where this guy was in the Walmart parking lot and he was going to the bathroom, but he was high on something and he didn't have toilet paper, but he had bread. And someone was driving by and was like, "What are you doing? Call the cops." And the guy's like, "What?" It's something. It's just something. They think he was doing it because he was mad at the person's car, and so he left it there at the car.
Sure,
but it's just like, why are you doing that with bread? What are you doing? What is wrong with our world? What is wrong?
I don't know.
Something is. Something's wrong. Something's absolutely wrong.
I feel like, Nikki,
I think it's a heart condition. It is.
I feel like that we just feel trapped.
Well, I don't know.
We're looking for a way out.
There's a restroom inside. You just walk inside. I'll find you the TikTok, okay?
Okay. Hey, listen, it could happen to you.
No, it's never going
If
to.
you're not careful, you could end up here.
Yeah!
You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
I finally figured it out.
What'd you figure out?
I went into the break room to get some more coffee, and I get it. And I made a comment about it before I left, but I finally figured out the serial pooper thing. All right? I don't want to wind the clock back too far, but I need you to go back 23 years. Was it 98? I don't know what year it was. David Fincher's Fight Club.
Yeah.
It's a movie that is about a guy who has insomnia, and he just can't sleep. His doctor won't give him anything to help him sleep, and he's like, I'm in so much pain. And he's like, you're not in pain. Go check this out. These are people that are in pain. So he sends him to a support group for people with some kind of an illness. And while he's there, he cries and he cries super hard, and then he finally goes to sleep. He hasn't slept in weeks, and he finally sleeps. So then he just starts going to all of these support groups every night. He cries really hard, and he's finally able to go to sleep. That's what this is, Nikki. These are people that haven't been able to sleep. They're all pent up. They can't, whatever.
No, it's not.
And then one day, for some reason they don't understand, they end up, and then they're finally able to sleep. It's like the guy who was the teacher in the school district, and every day he went to the same park and number 2'd on the side of a building.
That's not why. You shouldn't excuse. There's no excuse for it.
Okay, listen.
There's no excuse for it.
No, listen. Let's understand that an explanation is not necessarily an excuse or not an acceptable excuse. So maybe your explanation is your excuse, but we're all willing to say it's not acceptable.
Yes, even though you're giving me an excuse.
We'll listen to your narrative. We'll enter your context. However, we will not excuse your behavior.
I mean, why?
It's still not okay.
It's not okay.
Okay? So, these are people
I don't want to think about these people. Don't want to.
I feel like you're on the fast track.
No, I'm not.
You are. You're on.
No, I want to just ignore this. You stick your head in the sand, like just don't even know that this stuff's going on.
You know what? There are probably some people that's how they start. They put their head in their sand, so they don't know what's going on.
Kitty litter, and that's what's wrong with them. I don't know. I don't want to.
I just feel
I'm clicking out of all this stuff.
What's going to happen is someone's going to forget your birthday again. Or whatever, and you're going to be like, I know. No, but see, I know it hurts because there has to be a break. It's not it's not going to happen right now. Like right now.
Builds.
No, that's right. It builds to something until you're finally like, I'm just going to do something so crazy. And so what am I going to do? And this runs anti you on so many levels.
Sure.
So many levels. Nikki's like, we're driving from Florida to California. I'll hold it. Okay. So then she's just like, she finally
just snaps. Someone snaps.
Yep.
It's hard when you see someone. You have a breakdown like that.
That's right. And then
Is there anything else we have that we could talk about that does not revolve around this?
Oh, I got stacks of stuff.
Okay.
Plenty of stuff.
As long as it's nothing else like this.
And in case you're wondering, I'm not even the one that came up with this. Somebody sent this to me on Twitter.
Whose fault is it?
Well, their name's in the Cyrillic alphabet or whatever. It's like, I can't pronounce it. I don't know what it is. But they sent it to us and said, hey.
Can we talk about it on the show? You're welcome to text us, but please send us other stories.
Does anybody have anything else at all? Anything
we could talk about? You're welcome to text to 877-2-RADIO-U. Say hello. Tell us what your name is. If there's, I don't know, a song request someone would like instead of sending us these stories.
I got something for you, Nikki. I have a story about literature that we could talk about.
Well, that's a step up, isn't it?
F. Scott Fitzgerald.
All right.
There's something.
Look, we have that to look forward to.
Yeah. No problem.
In case you're wondering, yes, we do get complaints.
They have gone too far. This time, they are going to be held accountable.
You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
Okay. Nikki, have you ever read The Great Gatsby?
I think I did when I was in school, but I don't remember much of it.
Have you ever used that GIF of
Leonardo
DiCaprio as Gatsby with the fireworks and the glass?
I think everybody has,
okay.
But you might not have realized where it came from.
It came from that. That was from Gatsby, which was a...
the Laz or the one guy?
Baz Luhrmann.
Baz, that's him.
Yeah, he makes some really flamboyant films.
Sure.
Moulin Rouge, Romeo and Juliet, Australia, The Drover. That movie was awful. Sorry, I said it, okay?
Yes,
we're
familiar.
I get it. You're like, but they're from Australia, and having Wolverine be the Drover is real because he's from Australia, and she's from Australia, and it sucks. But The Great Gatsby is oh my gosh, it's such a good book. I had never read it. I read it probably 3 or 4 years ago for the first time, and I was absolutely mesmerized by it.
Sure, so it really spoke to you.
Oh my gosh, it really did. I would highly recommend it. I actually feel like it is what he's trying to communicate in that book is more relevant today than probably when he wrote it. But it's also fascinating. If you go back and look, sorry, I did a lot of reading on this. But The Great Gatsby was not a popular book when it was published. When it gained popularity was when World War II was over. The USO or somebody had basically contracted to print a bunch of books so that soldiers would have something to read. And it was one of those books.
Oh, so everybody started reading it.
It was a book that was read a lot by soldiers, especially when they were coming back from the battlefield on ships. It would be about, I guess, somewhere between 20 and 30 days to come back, and they would read this book. And this is my own theory, but reading the book and reading that, you have to wonder what kind of impact that story about the excesses of certain kinds of lifestyles had on those soldiers returning from war. I think the impact is probably bigger than people realize, or I know nothing.
It's probably somewhere in between.
The copyright ends at the end of this year. So up until now, if you wanted to do something with The Great Gatsby, you had to go through the estate, the
like
Fitzgerald
normal.
estate.
Yeah.
But it ends this year. And so they are saying this. I think this is interesting. The Gatsby estate has basically said the Fitzgerald estate. They say they've turned down a lot of really weird offers.
And that might start popping up.
And they say starting next year, they don't have control of it anymore.
They can't keep it, or
no?
Oh, that's weird.
There really is a
limitation.
A limitation, yeah. In fact, it's even longer now because of Disney. Disney were the ones that were responsible for getting it extended to a certain extent.
Well, the only negative then that really ruins, because anybody can just do anything.
They could, but what's interesting is the copyright doesn't last as long in Canada. And I don't know if you saw, the James Bond copyright is up in Canada. So people could go back in Canada right now and make a James Bond movie.
I bet they are. It's just not enough to make any traction. We just never hear about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's that bad.
Well, they couldn't distribute it in the United States.
Correct.
So because it would be, it's a whole thing. But highly recommend this weekend if you're looking for a little something to, read on your way.
Before The Great Gatsby's not so great. You have until the end of the year.
Before they take it away.
Yeah, and they ruin it.
And they turn it into a time travel story.
Pretty much. Just wait to see what they do with it. You want to enjoy it now.
Okay, wait. Actually, if they want to do time travel, that one's
so
okay.
Much.
That one's okay.
My gosh.
It's the other stuff.
Okay, great. You picked the one example that they might improve it.
It just came to mind. Well, maybe not improve, but expand upon.
Mm-hmm. Expand the universe of it?
Yeah, it's a whole universe, Nikki.
Worst of the Riot. RadioU.
I got to tell you that when it comes to, hey, do you want to have a cheeseburger? I'm like, yes. Do you want your cheeseburger to bleed? I'm like, let me think. No.
That's not. But if you're eating a plant-based one, they're trying to mimic enough to get someone who would not normally try it because it can look different or taste different. I think they're just going after a meat eater to entice them to try it.
And that's the idea. Trader Joe's is working on these protein patties. They're plant-based burgers, and they'll bleed a little bit.
But that's why with the Impossible and the Beyond Burgers, that's what it does. So it really mimics meat.
Okay.
So now this is their version of it.
You know what? I'm really not trolling here. That doesn't matter to me. But then again, I guess I'm not a huge red meat eater.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like it. Of course I do.
And it's not like it's in front of you right now. So if you had a traditional sort of old school style veggie burger compared to this.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, which one do you want to eat? Well, ones used to look like little frozen hockey pucks, and they weren't very enticing. Then you have this where it's like all ooey gooey and looks more like what you traditionally have.
Okay. You know what? I've been trying to figure out, why am I not more open to these burgers?
Things?
Yeah. And I figured it out. When I was a kid, it was always like adults were always just like, eat your vegetables. And I hated vegetables. And I don't know. I just do. I'm a real picky eater. And I'm not going to say who, but I had a family member that used to take onions and things and cut them up and put them in burgers and call them veggie burgers and try to feed it to me. And then they would make me feel like I was a terrible person because I didn't want them.
Oh, yeah, because you don't like onions.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm afraid. I feel that's it.
They're sneaking something
I'm
in this?
afraid that they're going to be like, I'm going to take a bite, and they're like, yeah, we stuck some onions in there, kid.
Got ya. No, they are supposed to taste just like meat. It's not like it's a veggie burger.
Yeah, I know. I
But
know
you're
it,
still
but
weary of it.
I just want you to know that I'm just telling you I figured it out. You know, Nikki, I lit some candles, got my journal out, and just really explored the space.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally uncovered this childhood trauma that was people trying to sneak onions in my burgers. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is why I don't want a veggie burger.
This is exactly why.
This is it. I found it.
But I mean, if you try the Impossible Burger, like that's not what they're doing. This is not sneaking vegetables so that we eat our veggies.
I feel like it is.
We're too grown up for that.
Are we?
If we don't want to eat it, we don't eat it.
I go to the doctor's office. They give me a brownie. I'm excited. And they're like, your pill was in there.
Well, I guess, we do like a lot of the faux stuff that I eat would be like the cauliflower mashed potatoes or the cauliflower mac and cheese, and they're just sticking it in.
See?
Yeah, you're right.
See what it is?
But not with the hamburgers, I don't think.
All right. Well, Trader Joe's protein patties. Now, is this official yet or is this leaked?
No, it's
this
official.
is official. All right. You can get an 8-ounce package of 8 ounces. It's nothing for $4.49.
An 8-ounce package, or so it's just the meat? They're not already.
This says an 8-ounce pack of the patties, $4.49.
Trader Joe's is normally cheaper. That's like if you have to. That's like the off-brand sometimes compared to you go to like Whole Foods or something. You can't afford those.
Hey, look, Trader Joe's. I don't care if it is an off-brand. They have plenty of pretentiousness there. I
know it's its own sort of brand.
Thing. And you know what? I'll just tell you, I don't know that I've gotten anything at Trader Joe's I didn't like. Like they have the stuff's still good. I don't know if it's good enough for you guys.
Actually, it is.
But it's still good.
Compared to Whole Foods, though. Whole Foods is so much.
I have never even been in there. They won't even let me in.
I gave during the last fundraiser, and all I got was this crappy morning show. This is The Riot on listener-supported RadioU.
Now, no one can speak for everybody. In fact, you can't even speak for your entire group, unless, of course, you're a group of one, which technically isn't a group.
Well, then that's not true.
But in Massachusetts, the Department of Fire Services, which represents the firefighters in the great state of Massachusetts, they have come together to make a statement, all for one.
For the firefighters? Mm-hmm. What's the statement?
They would like you, Nikki, to please stop the TikTok challenge of putting a penny on your iPhone charger.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Actually, a listener texted us and said someone in their house did it and sent some sparks flying.
It didn't go well.
It's not a good one. I haven't seen a lot of it. So to me, it's not like it was a TikTok thing because we base it all on me. And since I didn't see as many, it must not have been a huge challenge. But I guess for some areas, it really picked up.
Well, I'll just tell you enough that the people are like, hey, we got to issue
stop doing it.
A little something. It is. I mean, I get it. I get the appeal because, we don't have anything fun to do. And so we're desperate.
Hey, there's plenty of other stuff on TikTok you can do. There's lots of other challenges.
Dude, I haven't seen this one where the penny melted down into the charger.
Yeah. Whoa. That's a really big fire hazard and safety hazard for you.
Whoa, dude. Some of these photos are wild. I mean, I've seen the sparking videos, but I haven't seen the aftermaths. Wow. Well, they want you to stop, Nikki. So please stop.
Please don't tell me what to do.
Well,
actually, we should not do this one. This one's perfectly fine to tell us what to do.
Here's the thing. Nikki does whatever she sees on the internet.
Is that it?
And so she spends all night watching TikTok videos. And then the next thing you know, Eric comes upstairs and he doesn't understand why there's smoke everywhere.
I haven't done the challenge. I don't do TikToks. I just watch them. Just a casual user.
It's coming.
And one day I'll cross over.
That's right, Nikki. Monkey see, monkey do.
No, I want someone to join me for my first TikTok. So that way it's not like I have to just do it by myself.
Well, Eric will hold the camera.
I need a friend. We need to do a team one.
So, well, there you go. Nikki, go ahead. You do
No, they said not to. Because I'm listening.
Well, I know, but you do it and then you go.
No,
then
the firefighters have already told me not to do it.
What if we did one where you told everybody this is what not to do?
So you learn by my example?
So learn by my poor example, friends.
No, I can't do it anymore. They said not to. We will follow the rules.
Man, I'll tell you what, Nikki's such a rule follower.
I am.
She always does what she's told.
I do.
In fact, sometimes she says, will someone tell me what to do? I just don't know.
I don't know what rule to follow at this point.
All right. Well, just a heads up. Your friendly firefighters want you to know. Just stop it.
So in case you're bored this week and you're like, which one should we do? We should not do that one.
Not that one. Do the one where you sit and eat pizza.
It's not a challenge. It's just going to be your Saturday tomorrow.
Man, I'm starving. It's the pizza challenge.
Is that what you want?
Where you order a pizza and you eat it.
You might be thinking that this won't be quite as bad the second time around. Well, you'd be greatly mistaken. You're listening to the worst of the Riot podcast.
I promised you a really crappy way to make money. And I'll tell you what we do here at the Riot. We make promises and we deliver on promises.
Most of them, yeah.
Well, okay. Maybe not all of them.
Maybe not all of them, but we're doing pretty good lately.
Okay. So in Pennsylvania, Monessen, Pennsylvania, there is a couple of people facing charges for what to me sounds like the dumbest crime ever. Their crime, damaging
love.
It was love.
It was love.
She a Montague, him a Capulet. Did I get that backwards? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're close.
Okay. So the crime was destroying parking meters.
What would they do?
I don't know. In some cases, they bashed them. In some cases, they just cut them off the top.
Sure, the top part off.
Mm-hmm.
Are they trying to take...
They're just doing it for money.
To take the money?
Yeah.
For like people who put coins in them?
Yep.
I guess I always wondered, where do the coins go?
Where do the coins go?
Do they go down? Like, where do they get the coins out of? Because you're putting a lot of coins in.
That's a good question.
So it's not like
Think
it would just
in
fit.
The pole?
Well, yeah, like it wouldn't really just fit in the head of the thing, would it? This is weird.
I guess not. Maybe it's like a long thing that goes down the pole, so you take it off. And then
to the underground, like, money layer where there's money under all these things.
You think there's money under our feet right now?
Like a lot of the ones in our area, like they bypass the coins now. You just put your credit card in or you pay through the app.
Yeah.
But where do the coins go?
Here's the part that kills me is, here you got these people messing up these things. They caused what they're saying is $13,000 in damage.
Mm-hmm. From cutting the tops off of them.
That's not that much, right? I mean, like, let me say that again. That is kind of a lot.
So Chuck was texting, have you not seen the movie Cool Hand Luke? That's what he does.
I could eat 50 eggs.
So
yes, I've seen Cool Hand Luke.
He steals the money from things?
I don't remember that part. I remember the 50 eggs and...
the main points.
And the woman that was in her like bathing suit washing the car. I wrote a paper in college. We had to write Cool Hand Luke, and we had to write something on the symbolism. And I said, the woman that is washing the car is... the system is communism, and she is commercialism.
Oh, really?
That's
that's the two.
I wrote this whole Marxist take on Cool Hand Luke and the communist eroticism of the woman washing the car.
Yeah.
Boy, wouldn't you guys love to read that paper?
Boy, where's that at?
My professor was even like, this is what you got out of this? I was like, hey,
yes, it is.
I was like, you said you wanted something. I had to write something. Here you go. But anyway, back to these people, Nikki. Back to these people. They stole this. So they've done $13,000 worth of damage. Mm-hmm. They made $40.
That was it. And change, too. Just change. That's worse.
That means at best, okay.
You got to go to one of those Coinstar machines.
I was going to say, you're rolling it or what? You take it to Coinstar and you get an Amazon gift card?
I take my piggy bank there. I take my coin. Yeah, I absolutely do. This little pink plastic piggy bank where I put my coins in, and then I go to the machine and I get an Amazon gift card.
All right. Tyler says, if you're curious about the meters, most of them have safety canisters that collect the coins and have a specific lock box that they fit in like a key.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a key. It's bat-shaped.
I subscribed to the channel on YouTube that shows it's a show on like parking stuff in Philadelphia, and it shows everybody with like the parking meters and how the people walk around giving tickets for when you don't pay and stuff. Something there. Just watch the show now. I don't know.
It's a show?
Yeah, it's like Parking Wars or something. You never seen that? I don't think it's new or anything.
Nikki, what are you doing?
It's just on the YouTube channel. It's in between the live PD stuff.
I just watch that in between, episodes of that Turkish soap opera I like.
I was fascinated because, and I finished the Turkish show. It wasn't a soap opera.
It was a show. A soap opera.
It wasn't.
It was Mammy's Stories.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't anything like that. But the show's fascinating because in Philadelphia, everybody hates all the parking meter people. But yet they're still just doing a job, Just doing a job. Aren't we all just doing a
Just
job?
trying to do their job. You know what?
You got to fill the time watching something. It's just what I have.
I'm healthy, so I'm not going to die yet. So I just got to find something to do till I die.
And I can't watch a show. This one's shorter. I don't have the willpower to sit down and watch something else.
Man, I'll tell you what, Nikki, if this was a 4-lane highway where we were just talking.
Off?
We've been in every lane, both of the berms, and we've gone every conceivable direction.
I just want you to send that to network television and be like, why won't people watch our shows? But I'll sit there and watch this whole Barking War episode.
How many hundreds of million did you spend on that show?
I don't think they spent anything.
No, I mean on network TV.
Oh, yeah.
These guys have a camera and a parking meter.
I'm watching it.
Hey, so what do you think of Obadiah?
The truth is, he's not a very nice person.
Okay, well, what about Nikki?
The very best there is.
You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
Man, I'll tell you what. You know what's frustrating? Don't you wish... Isn't it frustrating that the same thing tempts you all the time? Don't you wish you'd move on to being tempted by things like, gosh, I'm just so tempted to get my master's.
It's not. Not.
I'm just so tempted to get a pilot's license. I just... I feel like I'm going to cave in. I just feel like I can't.
I don't know many people who fight those temptations, but I bet it's possible.
I'll tell you what tempts me a lot is Funko Pops.
They do?
They really do.
Aww. But you only keep a few, right?
They're so dumb. I only have 2.
Why are we using that language?
Because, Nikki, I'll tell you why. I want you to know why.
Why?
I'm using that language because I'm fighting with it.
But they're not dumb, obviously, because they're very popular and they make so many of them.
I know, which is another reason why they're dumb. I had a group of friends together and a stack of Blu-rays, probably, let's say like 25 Blu-rays. Now, keep in mind, I didn't ask them for money. I was like, you guys can just take whatever you want.
Sure.
I still have 25 Blu-rays in that stack.
No one wanted them.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because they already had them.
Oh, they did.
Which means that in reality, in a lot of ways, their value, there's no value.
There is, which is why you can't even get rid of them.
Yeah, exactly. I would have to take them to the Goodwill to get rid of them.
These are Blu-rays.
Yeah. And so that's the thing with Funko Pops is I know people that collect them and they're worth a lot of money and all this stuff. I know all of those things. Look at who you're talking to here. Okay. And yet I also know that the ones that I would get be the ones that I couldn't give them away.
Well, what do you want? Like the Baby Yoda one or?
It doesn't matter.
I'm
not here to promote. Because again, if I told you what it was, you wouldn't even know what it was. You'd be like, that's not why you want that. And I'm okay with that. I allowed someone for Christmas to buy me. I have 2 Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, you love the
Funko
show.
Pops.
So.
Yeah, they don't make merch that I like, and those were 2 things where I was like, you know what, these work. This works. But yeah, I stood with one in my hand yesterday, and I was just like, stupid. You're so stupid. Don't do it. You can't do it. And so I'm standing there talking to myself in this Funko Pop.
You're talking
I'm holding this little Funko Pop in my hand, telling it how stupid it is. You are so stupid, whatever. And then once I just realized I threw it down and I just ran out of the store and cried in my car no, I won't. Darn you, Funko. Darn you.
I love you.
I love you, but I can't.
Why don't you just let yourself have a reasonable amount of them?
Nick,
you might already be at that number.
You don't understand that we're there. We're past it.
You're already there?
We're past it. And the problem is, this happens to me every year, a couple times a year. I stand right on the brink of getting my PhD and a very lucrative career, and I'm like, no, I'm too tempted. I will not give in to this temptation to better myself and others.
Not when there's Funko Pops.
Not when there's Funko Pops I could be wasting this mental energy on.
Well, everybody has a thing. Everybody has that. Everybody has their own Funko Pop.
Yeah.
Even if it's not one.
We should just get some pizza.
That also could. I actually, when you first started talking, I thought that was going to be your thing.
Was it?
That's your vice.
It's pizza. He can't quit it.
It's pizza, isn't it? It's like, I know it is.
I do think pizza sounds really good.
What if they did a promotion where you got the pizza and the Funko Pop, and it came in the middle of the pizza, like instead of the little...
the thing that keeps the box up?
Yeah, from hitting the cheese and stuff. It was a little mini one.
I thought you were going to say pizza and a PhD.
No, again, no one wants that. That sounds like work.
I know.
Legitimate work. Not like our work. Ours is different work.
This is hard.
If you missed out on the next Riot moment when it originally aired, you don't know how lucky you are. You're listening to the worst of the Riot podcast.
Anybody care for Carpool Karaoke?
Carpool Karaoke.
Lots of people loves it.
Usually trends when it comes out.
Yeah, and I also see a lot of people that try to recreate it only to find out that they can't sing those songs because they're copyrighted.
There's lots of different versions of, the setup of it.
Right.
But that's James Corden who does it for his show.
He does, and it's great. Like, what a great segment it actually is.
Does this ruin it, though?
Not for me.
You don't think so?
No, I'm not surprised at all.
It was shocking that everyone was so surprised, but if you don't work in the industry, you just might not realize that if anyone's driving for most things, it's going to be done this way.
Carpool Karaoke involves, him having a celebrity in to sing. He's driving. The celebrity is sitting next to him. He's not driving. He's
not actually driving. The car is on a bed, like a truck thing, a trailer.
And it's being pulled along.
Yeah, so yesterday it went viral. Someone caught a video of him and Justin Bieber doing one, and no one's ever posted this before, but it shows the car on the trailer and a car towing the car.
Yeah. The thing you got to keep in mind, and I realize that not everybody does this, but we've done it enough to know, like, you have to think about the image that you're looking at, take one step back from them, and imagine what's around them. And think about the liability issues involved here of you filming a show while driving a vehicle with a celebrity in it. That celebrity, in some cases, is worth tens of millions of dollars. They're a little economy unto themselves. Mm-hmm. If you got in an accident and they got hurt, they could
That'd be it.
Then sue your show for bajillions.
Or if you hurt someone while you were driving, not just the celebrity, but that person you hurt could go after both. So
it's a whole thing.
Not normally done in the industry, so people were shocked about it, and that video went viral.
I am not shocked about that being the case. So,
well, dude, you're like, oh, I'm looking right at the celebrity and James Corden, and you're like, well, yeah, because the camera's right there. So what you look out of is covered with cameras.
Anytime, that's actually one of my things. It's what kills reality TV for me, because I know that we're like, oh, we don't think it's real, but it's not. What was I watching the other day where they had a shot of somebody opening something and they're like, we have no idea what's in there.
Yes, you do.
But
everybody does.
The shot of them opening it was from inside the container. And I was like, well, you've already been in there. Like, if you're opening the door, that camera's sitting there, someone's been in there, you done told them what's in there. We know what's happening.
Now, just for other shows, don't let that ruin it for you, all right?
I was watching a survival show where it was like, it's very difficult, but I'm going to have to make this climb down. And so then they cut to a shot of him climbing down from the bottom looking up. And I'm like...
So the camera person obviously got down there first.
Must not be that hard. They got a whole camera crew down there first.
But, all right, push that aside. Watch what you want to watch. It's amazing.
I'm not even... It's fine. It's entertainment. You're supposed to, just kind of meld into it.
But there's a lot of rules with entertainment. And for this case, it's definitely more about safety.
Yeah.
So, for everybody driving, because they're not thinking about driving, they're singing.
So just a heads up that Carpool Karaoke is a lie.
Your favorite things that you like are lies.
They're all lies.
But that's also just what entertainment means.
Yeah. Now, the riot's not a lie. We really are angry and sitting in a little room that's not well lit.
Really still want pizza.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh, no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
I got to put the serial pooper on hold for just a second.